Alright, so I laid out my extensions just how they would sit on my head, one a little bit higher than the other one, and the one that would be lowest on the bottom. And then I straightened them and also brushed them out just to get any tangles and just so you could see what's going on. Here is the blue flash, which is what I used as the lightener. It's a powder lightener. I also used a Clairol 40 volume developer, which I didn't show for some reason. Now, here I got way too much powder, and you only need about 1/4 of a scoop, if that. I'm not going to do very much. If you want to do more, then you can get more, but you really don't need very much. And here's the 40 volume, which you should probably only put about 1 ounce in there. You don't need very much, but if it's still kind of powdery and thick feeling, add a little bit more. You should have all the chunks mixed in, or else you're not going to get an even color, and you don't want that. I'm going to put this about 2.5 2 inches from the bottom up. This will be your lightest color, so I don't really want that much of really light blonde. But if you want more, just leave it on there a little bit longer, Here I'm going to take my brush pointed downwards so that it'll kind of make it look more natural and not so straight across. And you also want to go zigzag, left, right, up, and down with the brush, just to make sure you get all the sides. You don't want any splotches that won't look very natural or good in general. Also, you should probably wear gloves. I don't know why I didn't. You probably should. And now I did that layer, and then I'll come back every 7 to 10 minutes and add a little bit, like another inch or two on above it, and also reapply it on the one that I just did, just so that it'll gradually get darker. And you always want to make it look natural and make it fade upwards with the point of the brush, just like I had showed you before. And 10 minutes later I'm back, and I'm separating them into the 2 lowest ones on my head and the 2 highest ones on my head. And I'm going to add another 2 inches of lightener on the bottom ones right here. Just feather it upwards just like I had taught you before. And I really want to use all the lightener that I put on because I don't want to waste it. So I'm just going to keep reapplying it just to make sure it's all fully covered. And also I want the bottom to be the lightest, so I really do want to put more on there. And I got a little bit on the hair, which isn't good, so I had to wipe that off, It's lovely. And here is another top one. I think I may have said bottom, I don't know, but these are on the top. And I'm going to add another inch or two, about as much as I added on the other one. I'm going to try to keep it as even as I can, but it's okay, you don't have to. You may want to make it look more even, or even natural. And so I'm done with these two, so I'll just sit them slightly on top of each other. Don't press down or anything. And these are the bottom ones. They're the smallest ones. And I'm going to add color like I did. Ooh, there's a little bit of hair in the brush. Ugh, gross. I'm going to add them like at the same amount that I did to the other ones that go on the top. except this time I'm going to feather it more upwards, like another inch or two, and I'm just going to use the brush barely with any lightener on it, just to make it kind of fade. And you'd wonder why I'm not going to do this on the top. It's because on the top of my hair you'll be able to tell that I don't have any highlights in it. So on the bottom I can do that because my hair isn't as long as these, so you won't be able to tell. And I'm going to also go up just a couple of streaks, maybe one or two, all the way up to about 3 inches away from the clips. Right here I'm doing that. I'm sorry you can't really see. Just very little streaks, just to make it blend in with the rest of my hair. And I'm also going to repeat that here. You cannot even see what I'm doing. How terrible. But I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just feather it up like usual, except now you're not going to use as much. You're going to feather it up further than you normally would have on the higher ones. I just want it to blend better with my hair. You can see how much further it's going up right there. And then barely put any on your brush whenever you go up into the regular, like more further up, only 3 inches away from the clips, because you really want to make sure that it's not super blonde. You just kind of want to make it a little subtle caramel highlights. Here I'm just kind of showing you all what it looks like. It's kind of hard to tell since they're so thin. Now you're going to wait 50 minutes from the first time that you were done from the time that you were done putting the first row of color on the tips, and then you're going to rinse them out, but check them just to make sure they don't get too light. Always take them out whenever you're ready, and you're going to rinse them with cold water. And don't rinse it all the way up, you don't need to at least. I'm not putting shampoo on it, there's no point. I'm just going to sit them there with conditioner on it. And then I'm going to rinse out the conditioner with cold water. Cold water soothes the cuticle, it'll calm it down, and so it'll take away all that crazy chemical process that you just did to your hair and make it more normal. It'll balance the pH a little bit. That's pretty much how you do it. I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Thanks.